Vanakkam. Myself, I am Yoganandam. I have been working as a biology lecturer. In today's class, we are going to discuss about one of the important topic from 12th standard biology, that is principles of inheritance and variation, part 2. Before going to the topic, those who are watching our YouTube channel, you are requested to like, subscribe and share to your friends. Let us discuss about the topic. First, we are going to discuss about chromosomal theory of inheritance. The work of Mendel on inheritance of characters was published in the year of 1865, although till 19th century it remained unrecognized. Primarily, his work could not be widely publicized as well as communication was not easy as it is now in those days. As an explanation for the apparently continuous variation seen in nature, his contemporaries did not accept Mendel's concept of genes or factors in Mendel's words as stable and discrete units that controlled the expression of traits and of the pair of alleles which did not blend with each other. Secondly, thirdly, to many of the biologists of his time, Mendel's approach of using mathematics to explain biological phenomena was totally new and unacceptable. Lastly, even though Mendel's work suggested that factors, that is called as genes, were discrete units, he could not provide any physical proof for the existence of factors or say what they were made of. Mendel's results on the inheritance of characters were discovered by three scientists. It is rediscovered Mendel's work by three scientists, De Vries, Correns, and von Schirmark independently in 19th century. Even though Mendel died in the year of 1884, the work of Mendel was republished in Flora by De Vries, while Hugo De Vries belonged to Holland, Correns came from Germany, and Schirmark from Austria. Scientists were able to carefully observe cell divisions as by this time advancement in microscopy were taking place as well. The result was such that structures in the nucleus that appeared to double and divide just before each cell division were discovered. As they were visualized by staining, they were called chromosomes or colored bodies. Can you see how chromosomes segregate when germ cells are formed? The chromosome movement during meiosis had been worked out by 1902. The behavior of chromosome was parallel to each behavior of genes and used chromosome movement to explain Mendel's laws. This was noted by Walter Sutton and Theodore Boveri. One must remember that chromosomes as well as genes occur in pairs. During anaphase of meiosis 1, the two chromosome pairs can align at the metaphase plate independently of each other. That is given in the form of diagrammatic representation. To understand this, compare the chromosomes of four different colors in the left and right column. That is given in the left column, that is possibility 1, orange and green is segregating together, but in the right hand column, possibility 2, the orange chromosome is segregating with the red chromosome. Refer the diagrammatic representation. Sutton and Boveri argued that the pairing and separation of pair of chromosomes would lead to the segregation of a pair of factors they carried. Sutton united the knowledge of chromosomal segregation with Mendelian principles and called it chromosomal theory of inheritance. Following this synthesis of ideas, experimental verification of the chromosomal theory of inheritance by Thomas Hunt Morgan and his colleagues led to the discovering the basis for the verification that sexual reproduction produced. Morgan worked with the tiny fruit flies, Drosophila melanogaster, that is given in the form of diagrammatic representation, which were found very suitable for such studies. They could be grown on a simple synthetic medium in the laboratory. They complete their life cycle in about 2 weeks, and a single mating could produce a large number of progeny flies. Also, there was clear differentiation of the sexes. The male and the female flies are easily distinguishable. Also, it has many types of hereditary variations that can be seen with low power microscope. So, you try to remember Who proposed chromosomal theory of inheritance? Walter Sutton and Theodore Boveri in the year of 1902. It states that the pairing and separation of a pair of chromosomes lead to the segregation of a pair of factors they carried. Sutton united the chromosomal segregation with Mendelian principles and called the chromosomal theory of inheritance. That point also you try to remember. What are the important statements of chromosomal theory? Chromosomes are vehicles of heredity. They are transmitted from parents to offsprings. For example, they are immortal. Two identical chromosomes with similar genes form a homologous pair. Homologous pair segregate during gamete formation. Independent pairs segregate independently of each other. Chromosomes are mutable. Genes are present on the chromosomes, hence they show similar behavior. Try to remember. So these are some important statements of chromosomal theory. So how does chromosomes undergoes segregation? Everything is given with the help of diagrammatic representation. You know, chromosomes are vehicles of heredity. Two identical chromosomes form a homologous pair. Homologous pairs segregate during gamete formation. Independent pairs segregate independently. That points and all you try to remember. Genes are present on chromosomes, hence they show similar behaviors. Then let us go for another important topic, linkage and recombination. To study genes that were sex linked, Morgan carried out several dihybrid crosses in Drosophila. These crosses were found to be quite similar to the dihybrid cross that were carried out by Mendel in pea plant. One can take an example where Morgan hybridized yellow-bodied white-eyed females to brown-bodied red-eyed males and intercrossed their F1 progeny. Morgan found out that the two genes did not segregate independently of each other and the F2 ratio deviated very significantly from the 9:3:3:1 ratio that is expected when the two genes are independent. Refer the diagrammatic representation. The genes were located on X chromosome and saw quickly that when the two genes in dihybrid cross were situated on the same chromosome, the proportion of parental gene combinations were much higher than non-parental type. This was known to Morgan and his group. Due to the physical association or linkage of two genes, Morgan attributed this and used the term linkage to describe this physical association of genes on a chromosome and the term recombination to describe the generation of non-parental gene combinations. Recombination frequency measured by total number of recombinants by total number of progeny. In Mendel's law of independent assortment, linkage is an exception, and for as Mendel was concerned, he did not observe linkage due to independent assortment. Mendel was successful in his experiments as the traits that he chose are genes for apart and therefore linkage was absent. In case of gene located on the same chromosome, independent assortment is found to be absent. Even when genes were grouped on the same chromosome, some genes were very tightly linked. Refer the diagrammatic representation showed very low recombination. The diagrammatic representation cross A, while other were loosely linked, showed higher recombination that is given in the cross B. This was inferred by Morgan and his group. They found out that the genes white and yellow were very tightly linked and showed only 1.3% recombination, while white and miniature wing, that is 37.2% recombination. To the distance between genes, the strength of linkage is found to be inversely related. The offsprings will be only parental type if there is a complete linkage. Refer the linkage diagram is very clearly given. Cross A with tightly linked genes, cross B with loosely linked genes. For findings that genes to be linearly arranged on chromosomes, Morgan got Nobel Prize for that. Try to remember the strength of linkage 1 by distance between genes. The frequency of recombination between gene pairs on the same chromosome as a measure of the distance between genes and their position on the chromosome was mapped by one of Morgan's student, Alfred Sturvant. The sites of the gene on a chromosome are established by the genetic map. The distance is 10 map unit if percentage of recombination is 10. In the sequencing of whole genomes, genetic maps are extensively used as a starting point today, as was seen in the case of the Human Genome Sequencing Project. Try to remember what are the things we have discussed about linkage and recombination. Let us go for another important topic, polygenic or quantitative inheritance. Those traits that have distinct alternative forms such as flower color, which are either purple or white, are mainly described in Mendel studies. However, there are many traits which are not so distinct in their occurrence and are spread across a gradient in humans. For example, one just does not be distinguished as tall or a short person, but there is a complete range of possible heights. Generally, these kinds of traits are controlled by 3 or more genes and are hence called as polygenic traits. The influence of environment is also taken into an account apart from the involvement of multiple genes of polygenic inheritance. The classical examples of these are human skin color and human height. In human, height serves as continuous variation. The phenotype reflects the contribution of each allele, the effect of each allele additive in a polygenic trait. Say the flowchart. The flowchart it is given very clearly. One can assume that 3 genes capital A, capital B, capital C control skin color in human with the dominant forms of capital A, capital B and capital C responsible for dark skin color, and recessive forms are small a, small b and small c for light skin color. As example for understanding the situation better, the genotype with all the recessive alleles small a, small a, small b, small b, small c will have lightest skin color, while one with all the dominant alleles capital A, capital A, capital B, capital B, capital C will have the darker skin color, that is negro. The genotype with 3 dominant alleles and 3 recessive alleles will have an intermediate skin color, that is called as mulatto as expected. The number of each type of alleles in the genotype would determine the darkness or lightness of skin in an individual in similar fashion. The phenotypic ratio is 1:6:15:20:15:15:6:1. There are 7 phenotypes in a polygenic trihybrid cross. Capital A small a, capital B small b, capital C small c crossed with capital A small a, capital B small b, capital C small c. The F1 ratio obtained in a dihybrid cross is 1:4:6:4:1. There are 5 phenotypes in quantitative inheritance. That is given very clearly with the help of diagrammatic representation in the form of flow chart. If you are understanding the flow chart, this is very easy to understand about polygenic inheritance. Then let us go for pleiotropy. What do you know about pleiotropy? The effect of a gene on a metabolic pathway which contribute towards different phenotypes is the underlying mechanism of pleiotropy in most cases. An example of this is the disease phenylketonuria, which codes for enzyme phenylalanine hydroxylase. That is a single gene mutation, though phenotypic expression characterized by mental retardation and skin pigmentation is manifested by itself. A single gene product may produce more than one effect occasionally. One such example is that the starch synthesis in pea seeds is controlled by one gene. It has 2 alleles, capital B and small b. large starch grains are produced as starch is synthesized effectively by capital B homozygotes. Capital B homozygotes have lesser efficiency in starch synthesis and produce smaller starch grains. In contrast, capital B seeds are round and the small b seeds are wrinkled. After maturation of seeds, capital B seems to be the dominant allele as heterozygotes produce round seeds. In capital B small b seeds, the starch grains produced are in intermediate size. The alleles show incomplete dominance if starch grain size is considered as phenotype. One can say that dominance is not an autonomous feature of gene or product that it has information for, as it does on the particular phenotype that one chooses to examine. In case more than one phenotype is influenced by the same gene, it depends as much as gene product and the production of a particular phenotype from this product. So try to remember what is pleiotropy.
லைக் பண்ணுங்கள், ஷேர் பண்ணுங்கள், கமெண்ட் பண்ணுங்கள், சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்கள். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.